Hello everyone, and welcome to this in-depth look at the 10 fastest dying states in the United States as of 2024. Population decline is a complex issue influenced by many factors like aging demographics, economic conditions, and lifestyle choices. While some amount of population shift between states is normal, a rapidly declining population can present major challenges for the affected areas. In this video, we'll examine the 10 U.S. states experiencing the sharpest population declines based on the latest data and projections for 2024. We'll explore the driving forces behind the exodus in each state and discuss the potential economic and social ramifications. But don't worry, we'll present all this information in a clear, easy-to-understand way using solid data and insightful analysis. Kicking off our list at number 10 is the island paradise of Hawaii. While its warm climate, beautiful beaches, and laid-back lifestyle have long attracted tourists and new residents, Hawaii is now witnessing a steady population decline. The core issue is a mix of high costs of living and limited economic opportunities beyond tourism and the military presence. Hawaii's extremely high housing costs, well above the national average, are pricing many locals out. At the same time, better job prospects on the continental U.S. are luring Hawaiians away. Hawaii's population decreased by an estimated 11,500 residents between 2020 and 2022 alone. With few signs that the affordability crisis will ease, projections suggest the islands could lose another 18,000 to 20,000 residents in 2024, accelerating the negative demographic trend. The impacts are far-reaching, from declining tax revenues to fund public services, to potential labor shortages in certain industries as skilled workers seek higher wages elsewhere. Hawaii's unique geographical isolation also makes reversing this population loss extremely challenging. Number 9. Vermont. Known for its scenic beauty, outdoor recreation, and a few quirky claims to fame like being a producer of maple syrup and the setting for popular 90s ice cream comedy movies, Vermont is rapidly losing residents. A key driving force is Vermont's aging population and inability to attract and retain younger workers and families. With one of the oldest median ages in the nation, more people are passing away than being born, and Vermont isn't bringing in enough new migration to make up the difference. Economic factors also play a role, as many rural areas of Vermont have struggled with a transitioning industry base moving away from agriculture, manufacturing, and resource extraction. The lack of high-paying job opportunities is prompting many working-age adults to leave the Green Mountain State. Current projections suggest Vermont's population could plummet by around 16,000 residents in 2024 alone. For context, that's the equivalent of the entire population of Vermont's capital city of Montpelier leaving in a single year. The dwindling population is making it harder for Vermont to support certain public services, with school closures and consolidations already occurring in many small towns. It also presents challenges for finding workers to fill key jobs in healthcare, skilled trades, and other vital roles as the number of working-age adults continues declining. Number 8. Mississippi. The combination of persistent poverty, an economy struggling to modernize, and an exodus of college-educated professionals is taking a heavy demographic toll. Mississippi has long ranked near the bottom among U.S. states in metrics like household income, education levels, and economic opportunity even in strong national economies. In a globalizing world demanding skilled labor, Mississippi has been slow to develop 21st-century job sectors to replace its declining agriculture and manufacturing economic base. As a result, many of Mississippi's best and brightest college graduates are leaving for higher-paying careers out of state, creating a perpetual, brain drain, cycle. Mississippi is also experiencing significant migration out of the impoverished Mississippi Delta region as younger workers seek better prospects elsewhere. Overall population estimates suggest Mississippi could lose upwards of 23,000 residents in 2024. That's the largest raw population drop of any state outside the Northeast. Such a decline exacerbates the existing economic and development challenges already plaguing many parts of Mississippi. Stemming this population loss may require innovative policies and initiatives to create quality jobs, revitalize cities and downtowns, improve education outcomes, and make Mississippi a place where people want to live long-term. Number 7. West Virginia. Years of punishing economic decline, population aging, and health issues are creating a perfect storm of outward migration. West Virginia's economy was historically centered around natural resource extraction industries like coal mining, as well as manufacturing. However, as coal became marginalized and factories automated or moved production overseas, the state struggled to reinvent itself. This lack of job opportunities, particularly for younger workers, has triggered one of the most severe brain drains of any state. Huge numbers of high school and college graduates have been fleeing West Virginia in search of careers offering higher wages and more professional opportunities elsewhere. On top of the economic challenges, West Virginia also ranks near the bottom among states in many health metrics. From high obesity and smoking rates to the opioid crisis ravaging many communities, poor overall health and well-being have contributed to spiking mortality rates. Population projections suggest West Virginia could lose a staggering 31,000 residents in 2024 alone as the combination of outmigration and higher mortality rates takes its toll. The long-term trend is incredibly concerning. Since 1950, West Virginia has already lost nearly one-third of its population. Reversing this exodus will require nothing short of an economic reinvention supported by major investments in developing new industries, downtown revitalization, improved health services, and creating an environment that attracts and retains young skilled talent. At number 6 we have New Mexico. Once a rapidly growing part of the booming Sun Belt, New Mexico's net migration has reversed course in recent years due to economic woes. New Mexico's challenges are multifaceted. A heavy reliance on the volatile oil and gas industry made the state vulnerable to energy price swings and the broader transition towards renewable energy. At the same time, chronic problems like high poverty rates, poor educational outcomes, and high crime in certain regions have offset the benefits of New Mexico's natural amenities. Many qualified workers and families with means appear to be fleeing for better opportunities in neighboring states. In particular, significant numbers of New Mexico residents have traded the land of enchantment for the booming economies in metro areas in Arizona, Texas, Colorado, and beyond. Current projections estimate New Mexico will lose around 26,000 residents in 2024, one of the highest rates in the nation. This comes on top of thousands fleeing the state annually in recent years. The ramifications are severe. New Mexico's tax base is rapidly declining, making it harder to fund public services and invest in attracting new industry. There are also concerns about brain drain as the best educated professional class exits in search of higher-paying opportunities elsewhere. Stabilizing the population decline will require addressing New Mexico's long-standing economic and social issues while developing a multi-pronged strategy to create jobs in growth sectors, improve education and workforce development, reduce crime, and enhance quality of life factors. Number 5 Arkansas finds itself squarely in the midst of a mounting population crisis driven by simultaneous economic and public health challenges. While the state's economy has historically relied on agriculture, forestry, and manufacturing, the ever-evolving national landscape has left Arkansas struggling to attract new investment and quality jobs in emerging sectors. This dearth of professional opportunities, coupled with relatively lower education levels compared to other states, has catalyzed an exodus of young, skilled Arkansans seeking greener pastures elsewhere after completing their studies. Exacerbating this brain drain is the sobering reality that Arkansas boasts one of the nation's oldest and most rapidly aging populations. However, the demographic woes don't end there. Arkansas also grapples with some of the highest mortality rates in the country, stemming from preventable causes such as heart disease, obesity, and smoking. Poverty and limited access to healthcare services, particularly in rural areas, have perpetuated this public health crisis. The convergence of these economic and health factors has Arkansas bracing for a projected net population decline of nearly 25,000 residents in 2024 alone. Without a concerted effort to redefine its economic identity, improve public health outcomes, and stem the outflow of young talent, experts warn that Arkansas risks becoming trapped in a self-perpetuating cycle of decline. Number 4 Ohio once an industrial powerhouse, Ohio now finds itself in the throes of a demographic exodus that threatens to undermine its economic vitality and strain public resources. The state's long-standing reliance on manufacturing and heavy industry has proven to be a double-edged sword, as the decline of these sectors has left many communities grappling with high unemployment, depressed wages, and a dearth of opportunities for the next generation. As a result, Ohio has witnessed a steady stream of its youth and skilled workers fleeing to more prosperous regions, often lured by the siren call of booming technology hubs and thriving metropolitan areas. This brain drain has been particularly acute in the state's once thriving Rust Belt cities, where the echoes of shuttered factories and vacant downtowns linger. Compounding the problem is Ohio's rapidly aging population, which not only places increased demands on healthcare and social services but also contributes to a shrinking tax base. With fewer working-age residents to support the state's infrastructure and public programs, Ohio finds itself facing difficult choices and potential cuts to essential services. Projections for 2024 paint a grim picture, with Ohio anticipated to lose upwards of 35,000 residents, a staggering figure that underscores the urgency of the situation. Reversing this trend will require a concerted effort to attract new industries, invest in workforce development, and revitalize urban centers to once again make Ohio an attractive destination for talent and opportunity. Number 3. Illinois. The Prairie State's population predicament is a cautionary tale of the cascading effects that economic stagnation and fiscal mismanagement can have on a state's demographic health. For years, Illinois has grappled with a sluggish economy, high taxes, and a mounting pension crisis that has eroded confidence in the state's financial stability. As a result, Illinois has experienced a steady outflow of residents, particularly from its once thriving metropolitan areas like Chicago. Families and businesses alike have sought greener pastures in neighboring states with lower costs of living and more attractive economic opportunities. The consequences of this exodus have been far-reaching. Illinois' tax base has shrunk, leaving the state struggling to fund essential services and infrastructure projects. Meanwhile, many rural communities have been left hollowed out, as younger generations flee in search of better prospects elsewhere. Perhaps most alarmingly, Illinois' population decline has been accelerating in recent years, with projections indicating that the state could lose a staggering 45,000 residents in 2024 alone. This exodus has been particularly acute among college-educated professionals and families with school-aged children, further exacerbating the state's brain drain. Reversing this trend will require a multifaceted approach that addresses Illinois' fiscal woes, fosters a more business-friendly environment, and invests in revitalizing communities and attracting new industries. Without such bold action, the state risks becoming trapped in a vicious cycle of decline, with profound implications for its long-term economic competitiveness and quality of life. Number 2. New York. The Empire State's population predicament is a sobering reminder that even the mightiest of metropolitan centers are not immune to the forces of demographic change. New York, long a beacon of opportunity and cultural vibrancy, has been hemorrhaging residents at an alarming rate in recent years. At the heart of this exodus is a perfect storm of factors, including high costs of living, tax burdens, and a perceived erosion of quality of life in many urban areas. The allure of New York City, once a potent draw for young professionals and artists, has waned as soaring rents and deteriorating public services have made the city increasingly unaffordable for all but the most affluent. But the population decline isn't limited to the Big Apple. Many of New York's smaller cities and rural areas have also experienced significant outmigration, as residents seek more affordable and economically vibrant locales elsewhere. The state's aging infrastructure, coupled with a sluggish upstate economy, has only added to the challenges. The ramifications of this population drain are far-reaching. New York's tax base has shrunk, straining the state's ability to fund essential services and maintain its infrastructure. Meanwhile, many communities have struggled to retain the talent and workforce necessary to drive economic growth and revitalization. Projections for 2024 are nothing short of alarming, with New York expected to lose a staggering 65,000 residents, a figure that would place it among the hardest-hit states in the nation. Reversing this trend will require bold action to address the state's cost of living crisis, revitalize urban centers, and foster a more business-friendly environment that can attract and retain the next generation of talent and investment. Number 1. California. Topping our list of the fastest dying states in 2024 is the nation's most populous and economically influential California. The Golden State's population decline is a seismic demographic shift with far-reaching implications for the entire country. At the core of California's exodus is a perfect storm of factors that have eroded the state's once unparalleled appeal. Skyrocketing housing costs, crippling tax burdens, and a perceived erosion of quality of life have prompted a steady stream of residents to seek greener pastures elsewhere. From young professionals and families priced out of coastal enclaves like San Francisco and Los Angeles, to retirees fleeing high taxes and congestion, the outflow has been broad and sustained. Even California's once booming tech industry has seen an exodus of talent and companies to more affordable regions like Texas, Arizona, and Florida. The consequences of this population drain have been severe. California's tax base has shrunk, straining the state's ability to fund essential services and maintain its infrastructure. Many communities have struggled to retain the talent and workforce necessary to drive economic growth and revitalization, while the state's political clout at the national level has waned. Projections for 2024 are nothing short of staggering, with California anticipated to lose a jaw-dropping 180,000 residents, a figure that would place it in a league of its own among states grappling with population decline. Reversing this trend will require bold and sweeping action to address the state's cost of living crisis, revitalize urban centers, and foster a more business-friendly environment that can attract and retain the next generation of talent and investment. There you have it, the 10 U.S. states experiencing the fastest population declines as of 2024. Whether due to high costs of living, lack of economic opportunity, or other quality of life issues, the exodus underway in these states should serve as a wake-up call. Reversing these demographic trends will require innovative solutions tailored to the unique challenges in each state. From revitalizing urban cores to improving education and workforce development, bold actions must be taken to make these states attractive places to live, work, and raise a family once again. The population shifts we examined represent the real lives and dreams of millions of Americans voting with their feet. Policymakers and community leaders have their work cut out for them in stemming the tide. If you found this in-depth look at America's fastest dying states informative, make sure to subscribe for more insightful commentary on the key economic and social issues shaping our nation. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.